Hey everybody, it's Riki Rachtman. I'm about to tell you a lie. I'm about to tell you that you're listening to the 5 Dudes with Views podcast, but that's not you. Right now you're listening to Riki Rachtman, who is going to tell you that you are about to listen to the 5 Dudes with Views podcast. And this week, Billy, Brad, Brett, George, and Ted list their top 5 80s music videos. What do you think is on the list? I don't know, but you're listening to the 5 Dudes with Views podcast. Remember to keep one foot in the gutter, one fist in the gold.
5 Dudes with Views. 5 Dudes with Views. 5 Dudes with Views. 5 Dudes with Views. Yeah!
Hey everybody, welcome back to the 5 Dudes with Views podcast. Tonight we're going to take a trip back in time, all the way to 1980.
Woo-hoo!
You guys,
Yeah, I love
you guys remember the 80s?
The 80s.
Ah, the good old 80s. Tonight we're talking about a very specific thing in the 80s. We're going to talk about our favorite music videos of the 80s.
Ooh,
guys,
yeah,
music videos. I mean, like that was my whole childhood. I remember that's the only thing I did as a child was go home, watch cartoons and MTV. I mean, I loved music videos. I have such a fondness for them. Doing research for this podcast, going back and watching all these very nostalgic, over-the-top, weird things, these little movies that these people made, probably on a shoestring budget, was just a very fun time, and it always makes me happy to see a lot of these videos. What are some of you guys' experience with 1980s music videos?
I just think it's awesome that like we were kind of raised in a time where this was uncharted waters. Like a lot of bands didn't really know what to make of a music video. Like the first year, dude, they were shoestring budgets. It was just thrown together. Some didn't even play instruments. They like air guitared, and it was just very awkward and cheap and weird. And it was cool to see the evolution of, wow, like something like Thriller or Peter Gabriel's music videos that have these huge budgets, and record companies found out like, oh, this is a way we can actually sell the music more. Like you can listen to the song, but then you put these images to it. It makes a whole other experience for you.
Yeah, somewhat makes it cooler.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it literally, to me, like it brought the music to life, you know, like
100%.
it could kind of make even
to the music.
Yeah, and in a weird way, it could sometimes make a bad song good because you listen to the song on the radio and you thought of that music video. It was interesting. You didn't really think of the lyrics as much as like putting those images together of like, oh yeah, I remember what that video, that, you know, this happens here in the music video.
Totally. Yeah. There's a few videos like that where you watch them and you're into them, and then the other way around, you're listening to the music. You're like, I'm not kind of into this song or whatever. But then you watch the music video and you're like, oh shit, okay, this is cool. I can see that.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember this? I don't know if they still do it, but like back then, like watching the videos, doing the research for this, I forgot a lot of songs had like special mixes just for the video version where it was a different, totally different mix of the song.
Right, or they would record intros of, you know, it was like a story they would add of like them acting, or it almost sounded like more of a live performance than the actual song.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Yeah. I personally did not have MTV growing up. We were in the poor neighborhood. So
Ted grew up in the hood.
You were raised in Brooklyn. Didn't they have some kind of other music videos channel
so what
or
we
service?
Had was, I remember seeing a lot of videos, I think on like a late night show that I think was like once a week. It was like either Friday or Saturday night. And then we also had a UHF channel that played music videos. And that's where I saw a lot of music videos.
I think that's where I saw a lot of mine.
Yeah. It was called U68.
U62.
U69.
But it was cool. I mean, it got us excited, and we really
Ted either when I was a kid. So I saw a lot of mine. I was talking about it earlier. Casey Kasem was on TV every Saturday morning, or it was syndicated, so it might have been a different day of the week for you guys. But here in LA, it was Saturday morning. So I saw a lot of my videos that way. And then we had Richard Blade did a show. I can't remember if it was every day or once a week.
I think it was
Video One.
Yeah, that was on Friday nights.
Okay, yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
And I saw most of my videos those between
He
those
would do,
two
wasn't it
shows.
like a top 10 countdown or something like the top 10 videos of this week or whatever? I think
Yeah,
that's what it
I don't
was.
remember how many, 10 or 20 maybe. I
want to say it was 10, and it was on a Friday night. Yeah, it was a quick half-hour show, and it was 10. It was the top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also, it was a way for artists to get their name out there. I mean, think of how many people without videos probably wouldn't have sold as many records,
That's
or
true.
wouldn't have even been, known by now. I mean,
Absolutely.
think about like, would Tom Petty be as big as he was, or like Rod Stewart, these guys who, they had been in rock for a long time, but music videos propelled their career to even bigger heights.
Yeah.
And, some of these new bands now, like, you don't even know who new bands are, but when they were on MTV, they're like, hey, we got this new band and they got this video, and that's how you saw people. Now MTV shows, Sweet 16 and Pregnant and 18 and The Real World, and,
Lord.
but there's not a music video to be found.
No, not at
That's
all.
very sad.
That's an interesting point because, like, what would Madonna, Prince,
Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah, what would their careers have been?
Duran.
Without the music video.
A bunch of
platform.
most of the European acts as well, because we didn't have any like. What was the outlet of us getting a lot of the younger European acts? Like we didn't, besides
Definitely.
MTV or whatever. I don't recall ever going.
It
to
was
the
a
record
really
store.
exciting time. Did you guys ever see the interview? I think it was like an interview or a panel, but on the panel were Madonna and Hall & Oates. And they were asking him, hey, how do you feel about this new thing called music videos? And Hall & Oates were very against the idea of music videos. They thought it was, they're more of like an auditory experience. And Madonna was all for it. She was like, you guys really don't know what you're talking about. I wonder if I could dig up that interview. But it was really cool to see because they were on the, the cusp of this new technology. And it was really exciting. And I agree across the board. It was like great marketing. It was just a way for you to see these acts, in person, live, action.
And it also introduced
their personalities.
It introduced a lot of bands and solo acts to people like myself who were just listening to one genre, and then because of MTV, you start watching like Bruce Springsteen or Cyndi Lauper. Then you're like, oh shit, who's this? And then because of the music video, it introduces you to their music, and it's like
great
wow.
marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
And now you can't really see that many music videos.
Yeah, no.
You can also see how Madonna definitely put some work into making a music video, and Hall & Oates just showed up and acted weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
their
music,
their music videos. I mean, there's like one I like. The rest are kind of
they're fun. They're silly. They're totally silly.
Yeah, you can tell they have fun doing them. And for me, like watching these a lot, doing research, I feel like in a way it's a bad thing, but it could be a good thing because I feel like a lot of these videos were really inventive. Like they would do stuff that, for instance, like Burning Down the House by Talking Heads. They like overlap a projection of someone's face on top of another person's face that's being shot on camera. Today, that'd probably be done with CG. The budget being lower actually helped some of these music videos.
It made them a little more...
Because it forced them to be more creative.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yep.
Well, it's also funny to see how many damn soundtracks there were in the 80s and how many movies they tried to sell with all these songs. I mean, like, Kenny Loggins did half of them, and then the other half... like it would be like the star like dancing in a warehouse, and then just like tons of clips from the movie. They're trying to sell the movie, but these songs that was the kickoff to a lot of these. A lot of like that Bryan Adams Robin Hood song I think was in the 90s, but I think like a lot of these were like the precursor to those really big movies like the Armageddons and all those.
Well, that's like Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
I hated when the music videos for TV or movie soundtracks were just shots from the movie, and like there was nothing shot actually for the video. Like there's some music videos where the entire video is just clips from the movie. Like to me, that was like cheaping out. Like I remember as a kid hating. Like even as a kid, I like knew that they were cheaping out. Like it just like those videos weren't that fun.
Yeah, and then you just got. It was either like you got the band live on stage and all the hot chicks up front, and then the backstage scene and all the drugs and excess, like the Def Leppards, the Motley Crues, or they basically like Home Sweet Home, where they're like, we're just going to show these guys on stage,
right? It's like concert footage,
doing, get a bunch of hot chicks, Bon Jovis of the day, and that was it. That's all you needed was hot chicks and dudes in the concerts, the rock style life,
And as that decade went on, the budgets got bigger and bigger because like the concert footage and the amount of lights and smoke that they had was like gigantic at the end.
Yeah, there's
the decade.
there's definitely a difference between like early '80s music videos and like late '80s music
Yeah,
videos.
100%.
Huge difference.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the box?
Oh yeah. Oh my God, that was
I
like.
think so.
Remember that channel that was like on the bootleg public access channel? It was like you could call in and request videos, and they used to, because I used to call in and request 2 Live Crew all the time.
We got in so much trouble at my house because we would order the videos, and they were at the time they were like from $1 to up to $3. And I remember my mom screaming at us like a month later after we'd ordered them. It's like, who ordered this? It's 66 fucking dollars on just what is this? I remember we got in so much trouble.
That's funny.
It's pre-on-demand internet. Like who even would pay for a music video now?
And what's funny was
Nobody.
it was a 1-800 number. You would call up and order there was a code underneath the video, and you'd dial in that code, and then 20 minutes later the video would play.
Wow.
But what's funny is
That's kinda fun.
while on this channel, all the videos are playing in rotation as you're ordering them, so you're watching other videos for free. And if you wanted one, you order. It says order now, and it showed like a block of 4 videos, and you can.
Oh, it's hilarious!
It was hilarious, man.
It's like a video version of a jukebox.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I remember being at my friend's house when I was a child, and my mom screaming at me and telling me to come home because there was a $50 bill because I called Dial MTV to vote for Duran Duran's Reflect because it was going up against Def Leppard's Photograph, and I needed it to win.
Yeah.
And so I didn't have $50, so I said, "Oh, sorry, that's just something you're gonna have to do."
It's funny.
Yeah, man. But you know what? We were talking about 2 Live Crew. I was a minute ago. I will say that the '80s were not a very good decade, in my opinion, for rap videos.
Not until the late '80s. Yeah.
Do tell.
For sure.
I feel like the '90s definitely stepped up the rap game. The '80s just, I mean, there was a few of them, but they definitely didn't. Like the rock genre, I think, was way beyond better than the rap genre for the '80s, for sure.
Go back and watch LL Cool J. I'm Bad. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, well, there weren't a lot of rap artists, I guess, at the time, or making music videos. Maybe that's probably why.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, you had Run DMC. I mean, I guess you had NWA, which was towards
that's the
late
'80s.
Yeah, that was late.
Yeah,
80s.
Tone Loc,
Beastie Boys,
Grandmaster Flash,
and the Furious Five.
Oh my God, who's the guy? The storyteller. He's got the
Slick Rick.
Willie Nelson.
Slick Rick.
Slick Rick.
Yeah.
Yes, Slick Rick. Yeah.
Once upon a time,
All right.
long ago. Yeah.
Speaking of Slick Rick, let's cut out the crap. Let's get into it.
Yeah, Billy, what you got?
My 5th favorite music video of the '80s, and I had to go back and do some research. I've been watching all this week. There was some that I really liked that I thought would be in my top 5, and they didn't really hold up. So I took a lot of notes, dug in my heels, and number 5 for me is a video directed by Marty Callner. Features the acting talents of Mr. Mark Metcalf, who you might recognize from Animal House as Niedermeyer.
Oh, okay.
It's Twisted Sisters, We're Not Gonna Take It.
Loved it.
The ultimate teenage angst. Like it's such a great video. I mean,
what are you gonna do with your life?
I want to rock.
It's such a fun video. Kids against their parents. Authority figures. Fuck you. Like I want to rock. Like don't say it's too loud, Dad. I mean, it's such a fun video, and I remember being kind of afraid the first time I saw Twisted Sister. I mean, they're not
Dee Snider
the
was
most
very
prettiest
intimidating.
guy.
No,
way,
they're
man.
pretty ferocious looking.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to.
Does it?
Go ahead.
Doesn't the kid in his bedroom spin into Dee Snider?
Yeah,
he turns into so good.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And the dad gets like thrown out of the window or something.
Yeah.
Dude, he gets thrown out of every window, and at the end, he moves away from the window and gets thrown through the wall.
Oh,
Great.
I mean,
That's
but
a
if you
great
go
music
online, there's like a 7-minute video of them like at the dinner table that never made the cut, and it's like a long extended version where the guy's just more of a dick, you know, and it gives this kid more reason to like hate him. So yeah, it was such a fun video. The song, whenever that song comes on, I still want to just like pump my fist, and tell people to get off my lawn.
Yeah, and that's funny because almost every Dee Snider video or Twisted Sister video, you feel that urge to just go like fucking rock out.
Yeah, you just want to break stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like, did they reuse that actor in other videos? He was in a couple, right?
Yeah,
Probably.
I think so. I think
he was like in 2
another
or 3 other ones. Yeah.
He's definitely in I Want to Rock.
Yeah.
He was a teacher in I Want to Rock, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. That's the one I always remember.
These music groups knew their audience. I mean, those music videos were made for our generation. We ate that up, and I loved that. A lot of the artists had a good sense of humor. I really, loved that. The lightheartedness of a lot of those music videos were great.
Like Twisted Sister, like you could tell Dee Snider had a sense of humor.
Yeah,
definitely.
Through the video.
But yeah, I mean, like Twisted Sister would be a group that I would bring the CD or at the time a cassette up to my mom, and she would be like, "No, that guy looks like the devil." And like Dee Snider's so far from the devil, like
Exactly.
he was just trying to sell music. So
He was super
and that also was
intimidating,
like
though,
a big
man.
thing. Yeah, for sure.
Leather and studs and just fucking makeup. It was
he's like had that scowl.
Well, remember they used to say that some artists were just too ugly for radio, but like in the '80s, ugly dudes were everywhere.
They were.
I mean, like they were everywhere.
They did what is it? Lead singer for Scorpions.
Everybody
Great
was getting
voice,
laid
but he
in the
was
80s.
fucking ugly.
Yeah, and I remember Twisted Sister had a record album where their logo was made of bones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that was pretty
A
scary.
lot of
I remember
skeletons,
animal
a lot of
bones or
bones, a lot of
something.
skulls.
Yeah.
I remember I saw that video. I love Twisted Sister so much. My mom got me it was like one of those iron-on transfers of Twisted Sister,
Oh,
and
nice.
it was Dee Snider holding a giant bone, like biting a bone. Like these guys were like, yeah, it was like a huge, it looked like a dog bone, but these guys were like comic book characters almost.
Totally.
Larger than life.
Yeah.
For sure.
Wasn't that the cover for Stay Hungry?
Dude, that might have been, he's hungry. He's holding a bone, chewing a bone. He's eating more food.
Throw him a bone, yo.
I think that was it. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
He's probably like vegetarian or something.
Oh,
He's like,
yeah.
get this thing away from me.
Yeah.
Give me
Toy.
the Impossible Burger.
No.
I'm looking it up right now. That was the cover, I think, for one of them.
Yeah.
I remember that. But.
Fun. Exciting.
Nice. All right, let's move on. Brad, what you got for number 5?
So, a lot of these 80s music videos, like as the decade progressed, we talked about like they had $1 million budgets. They had like very, very intricate, storylines. This one had zero of that. It had none of that. It's the David Bowie, Mick Jagger dancing in the streets video.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a good song. I like that song.
It is the most cheesy, like it literally had 2 of the biggest rock stars in the world and a $5 budget.
Right?
Yeah.
So apparently they recorded the song in 4 hours. It was supposed to be for the Live Aid charity event. So they recorded the song and immediately went after they recorded the song to do the video at the London Docklands.
Wow.
And it's literally, it looks like a video me and Billy would have made in high school in our video production class.
Yeah.
There's no, like, the choreography was probably, okay, just kick your leg outside this door. Okay, now you spin around this door frame. Has everyone seen this video?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean,
It looks like the
been a while.
choreo is done by Helen Keller.
Yes. Or Stevie
like,
Wonder.
And it's one of those videos where like you just from what the clothes that their parachute pants that they're wearing, you can go, that's the 80s.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
so easy to pick out with like the hairstyle Bowie had, and but it's dude, they're having such a fun time.
They
but
are.
the whole
That's the
time,
thing.
I'm just like, why don't they just make out? They're like in each other's faces.
Dude,
in the video.
they're and it's like they don't know where the camera is sometimes, so they don't know if they're supposed to look directly in the camera or supposed to look like to the side of the camera, like off camera, out of frame.
Right.
Dude, it's so hilarious, that music video. I'm
is.
like, how did you get these? And it looks like each one is trying to like outstage, outdo the other one in a way.
Oh my god!
Like,
I
I'm
kind
gonna-
of do remember that.
Oh, dude, you got it. And there's also like, if you go back and watch that video, find the music video where someone took the music out and just put sound effects, so like they're squeaking sneakers.
Oh, I love
I
that.
do
Oh,
remember that.
It's
I remember watching
amazing.
that.
That is
It's
a
just
fun
them
video.
like squeaking their shoes and going like, ooh, and, like kicking their feet.
Was the cover of the? I had the single. I remember the single is them like face to face. Like it looks like they're shouting.
Yeah.
Is that from the video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Legendary.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah. Oh
I
my
mean,
God,
dude,
that's
like,
hilarious.
Just go for it. Make out, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Like there's even a shot. I think they probably afforded like a $15 crane to do like an overhead shot. Like you can see Mick Jagger there, like Bowie's singing, and then Jagger like picks up a Coke can and drinks part of the Coke, sits it back down, then goes back to singing.
Product placement.
Dude, no, it's just like they didn't cut. Like they didn't have enough footage. I don't know.
Oh,
God.
I don't know.
Roll once.
They're just like, don't cut, just keep it going.
Yeah, it's like, let's shoot this thing 2 long takes and cut it together.
Yeah, they're like, dude, here's a bunch of cocaine. We got to get to the plane by 8. We have 2 hours. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta let
Doesn't the video end with them like shaking their butts at the camera? It's like it's the cheesiest. Like it like wraps up the 80s perfectly.
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
watching it right now. It does.
If you
It's
sent
on
that
there.
video
Oh, it's
out into
great.
outer space and like Martians or aliens intercepted it, they would be like, "What? Like
Destroy Earth."
Let's stay away."
And I love that they're actually dancing in the streets at the end, like wherever this warehouse was.
That's
Oh, dude. Like
Do you,
just
do you
the
think?
simplicity.
Do you think there were like dock workers to the side going like, "What the fuck?"
What the fuck
Yeah,
are these
dude.
dudes
You know,
doing?
they were like union dudes smoking cigars on the apple boxes, like going like, what the hell are we working on?
Yeah.
Like, get
Hey.
these dudes out of here.
Who are these 2 fruits?
Oh, dude, that's So apparently, the video was broadcast at the Live Aid concert after Queen's historic Wembley Stadium set
I like it when Bowie jumps off that box tower.
in
He's
slow
like,
motion.
I probably should have got some insurance on this video.
Yeah. The 5 of us could have come up with putting on the Ritz choreography compared to this.
Right.
Exactly.
Now that is not an original song, right?
No.
It was
Van Halen,
that's
right?
a classic. No, that's a classic R&B song. Isn't it?
I think it's Martha and the Vandellas.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
that was in '64. So
Okay.
Oh, it's
they're
Halo.
they were probably rolling over in their graves when they saw this video.
Yeah, they're like, Jesus Christ.
So that's my
All right.
number 5.
Nice. Ted, number 5.
My number 5 is from this Boston band's 5th studio album called Heartbeat City. It's a video by the Cars called "You Might Think."
Yeah. Yes.
And
Yes.
it's just a great video. There's a beautiful model in that video. It kind of has like some sort of like creeper stalker element. Do you guys remember this video at all? It's very
Yeah,
animated.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like Rick Ocasek like looking in on this woman like through the window, and he's like
Perving out?
yeah. Have you seen this? It's amazing. It's like very
Yeah.
colorful, and I think he like finally like gets into her apartment and stuff like that. But it's really like lighthearted, and fun, despite like the content.
The rapey
but-
content.
Yeah, totally. But I feel like the Cars
This was on
always
my
had that
honorable
like.
mentions,
Oh,
this
is it?
video.
Yeah.
I remember him being the Fly.
Yep.
He's
Yeah.
the Fly in the video.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and
Yep.
he's like a clock face at one point, and
Yeah.
He's like definitely trying to get into that apartment.
yeah.
I got to get in there somehow.
It was really cool. I love the Cars. It's one of my favorite songs of theirs. And it's just like a really cool, fun, 80s video. And I feel like it was one of the more creative videos of that decade, being that there was a lot of animation in it. And that's what I got for my number 5.
Yeah, and I think it won like Video of the Year that year for sure.
like-
And, the Cars were another band that like really did good videos,
Yeah.
and that really
Yeah.
accelerated their career. I mean,
I agree
Drive,
100%.
You Might Think, they really
Yeah.
put some work into it.
Yeah, very creative.
Well, then again, when you have a face like Rick Ocasek, you better do something.
Hey,
That's what I was gonna say. Like, yeah, like that guy does not have a face for video. Like,
No.
he's not the most handsome guy. So I'm surprised they sold as many albums after those videos aired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were big time.
No,
for the
that video
80s,
was
for
really
sure.
good. They definitely, that was like a cool video. I remember that being like on heavy rotation. That
Yeah.
video
It
was
was like
probably
early
on
CG too,
once an
right?
hour.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like early video graphics, like animated.
Video toaster.
Video.
Wasn't it like
toaster.
when she got out of bed, he was like the bed, or he was like his rolled into the bed or something?
I think so. Yeah.
He like got steamrolled or something, or I don't know, something weird. I don't know.
It
Gotta miss the
was
80s.
fun effects for sure. Yeah.
Nothing was like off limits. They're like, yeah, we can do that.
Oh, yeah, totally. We got this.
Yes.
Fuck yeah, you might think. All right, let's go to Brett, number 5.
My number 5 is from summer 1983, directed by famed music video directors Godley and Cream. It's Herbie Hancock's Rocket.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
From the Future Shock album. That video was really cool because it was just like there wasn't a whole lot to it. You're just watching like mannequins and legs from mannequins like moving. Yeah. But it was just kind of done in a way that's really kind of cool. Like halfway through the video, you're like, oh, I can, this is actually kind of cool. And like, Herbie Hancock's not actually really in he wasn't on the set. He's just on like a TV screen that the mannequins are all watching.
Yeah.
But
very creative.
It's a really, like I mentioned, creative and like inventive and different type of music video. Like, a lot of music videos were just of the artist. I know it's instrumental, but just them in front of the camera. And like this one was kind of like doing, something different. So I just remember liking it as a kid, like seeing the legs, like walking across the room and in reverse and forward, like just really cool,
It's very futuristic. I mean, it's robots.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Had
then
a
like
lot
they
of stuff
do
going
weird
on.
maneuvers. What's that, Billy?
Had a lot of stuff going on. I mean, it was just like you look at a video like that, and you're like, how did they do this? Even in the 80s,
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like there's like I want to say like 3 pairs of legs that are like, I don't know what they were, like suits or something. And they're like flipping around and doing these weird, like spinning, like kicks and stuff. It's like, yeah. But I loved it as a kid.
It's still like an awesome little instrumental. It's got some nice beats to it. It's got the little
very
Yeah.
It's nice, man. It's still kind of a cool song. Herbie Hancock, like
For sure, Herbie Hancock.
he won a Grammy for. Didn't he win like the best album of the year Grammy a few years ago? And everybody's like, "What? Like Herbie Hancock?"
Right.
Yeah,
Even he was like, "Really? I won?"
It was great, man. He had
And
some
this-
good electronic music.
This video also it won 5 MTV Video Music Awards in 1984 and 2 Billboard Video Awards as well.
And can we just remind the younger podcast listeners that MTV used to play music videos?
Tons of them, bro.
Yeah.
Tons of them.
He's from the Stone Age.
that made sense that they would have an MTV Music Awards show. Now
That's
when they have the
right.
MTV Video Music Awards, there's no fucking reason why they're having it.
Exactly.
Do they do the MTV Awards still?
Yes,
They
they
do.
do.
Yeah.
And wait a
do
minute,
it.
what does MTV stand for? Music
Right?
television.
Television.
Where's the
would
fucking
think.
music?
Right?
Yeah, right. And then it's funny. Do you remember they came out with MTV2 for that reason? And then MTV2 is the
That's
same
true.
as MTV1 now.
That
Yeah,
was like short-lived
scripted
though,
reality
wasn't
shows.
Now they call MTV Snapchat or TikTok.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, you
True.
can watch VH1 Classic is the only place lately that shows actual music videos. Like they'll show I love the 80s, I love the 90s, and then 120 minutes. Then I think they don't show a Headbangers Ball, but they call it like rock classics or something like that. But I mean, yeah,
There's another channel
Very
too
sad.
on cable. It's what's that? I think Puff Daddy owns that channel, and they show rap videos. I can't remember what the
Axis?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And those
I like that channel.
They'll do R&B and rap videos on that.
They play
channel.
a lot of concerts, too.
I've only run into because I've like scrolled down the channels and saw, oh, okay, this is cool, but then I'll move on.
yeah.
I mean, I just go on YouTube if I want to watch old music or even new music videos. I watch YouTube for music videos.
Is that where they're
Yeah.
showing them now on YouTube or?
Yeah, they're always
yeah.
on YouTube.
You can find any
debut there.
you can find any video on YouTube now.
Where
Yeah,
they,
but a lot
And
of the new artists, they'll debut their videos on YouTube.
oh,
That's
okay. I didn't.
where they
no
actually
clue.
premiere.
I mean, dude, there's playlists on the YouTube where there has like 1,000 videos from the 80s. You can just click on there and probably just set it on auto and just watch them all night. But I wouldn't recommend it.
No, that's funny. That's what I did at work to research my list. I did that at work. I put on YouTube and went on top 80s videos and just hit play and just watched them.
It's kind of
And
fun.
you could hear them in the background. They were awesome. Lots of
Nice.
memories, man.
All right, George, what you got, George, number 5?
Number 5. My number 5 came out in 1986, and it's from the Invisible Touch album. It is Genesis' Land of Confusion.
Wow.
This is
cool.
This was more towards the later 80s, so like we were talking about earlier, where the budget was a lot bigger. So you can tell they spared no expense on this because of the incredible puppet work that they had on there.
Yep.
Amazing,
Dude,
man.
I just watched this last night. It's like amazing
incredible,
puppetry and masks and stuff like that.
And that song is like really, really awesome. I
love
love
that
that
song.
song.
Yeah,
and it's
that's what I was going to say, because the music video is so good. Sometimes you forget how good the song is.
Totally.
Like when it came on the other night when I was watching, I was like, "Whoa, this song's got a kick to it."
It does,
and
man.
It's so good.
yeah, and I had no idea who Phil Collins was or Genesis or even that until I started watching MTV and then watched this video and instantly became a fan.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I mean, Phil Collins is another guy from the 80s who took videos very seriously, and like he did a lot of great music videos.
Yeah.
He played with them. He had fun with them. Even when he was with Genesis, they had very successful music videos.
Totally,
Yeah.
100%. And
Did
again,
Do you guys remember watching the like TV specials that the puppets were from?
No, what was
Spit
that?
and Image. Spit and Image. I used to watch.
I
yeah.
don't think so. No.
I
Well, at
don't,
least
They
I
had
don't
like
remember
3 or
them.
4 specials on TV, but that's like all the puppets from the video.
we're made
It's the
for
same guys that did that show.
Oh, that's
Artists.
awesome. They're great
like Ronald
job.
Reagan and stuff.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Ronald Reagan's at the beginning of this music video.
No, he's
in the- yeah,
he's the whole
He's all
thing,
through
man.
it.
It's
The whole
just it's
thing.
almost
He's all
like it's a political statement on the
Yeah.
world
land
leaders.
of confusion.
Yeah, 'cause Gorbachev
Yeah.
was in it, Gaddafi. It was amazing. And
It's
then
like
Nancy-
prophecy, yo, prophecy.
Did those puppets
this
like
video
creep you
almost
guys
made my
out?
top
Yeah.
ten.
No,
Yeah.
totally.
Not really. No, I thought they were very like comical and funny looking. I didn't. I don't think there were any that like freaked me out.
Yeah, I remember like as a kid, I was like, man, these puppets are like really creepy looking.
Well, Reagan had that kind of
Go on YouTube
smirky
and
look
type
on his
Spit and
face.
Image. They still make new stuff. Like they
Oh,
had
wow.
like one with like Donald Trump and Joe
That's
Biden.
cool.
Like
Oh, really? Wow, nice.
Yeah, and they're
Have to look it up.
dude. I love the designs of the puppet faces. Are so awesome.
They're very
like,
cool.
Yeah.
like characters.
It catches their like
Yeah.
you know their what is it, the facial structure, and then they exaggerate some almost like an anime kind of style. It's unreal. It was
Like
really
Sylvester Stallone's puppet. I'm not sure if he was in
yeah, his lips.
Yeah.
He just had some huge
like huge
lips.
body,
Yeah.
and, like little like giant chin, and then like a A-shaped head, like
yeah.
a
Yeah,
tall,
this-
skinny head.
Totally. Even watching the music video recently, a couple days ago, when I was doing the research, just blew me away how great this music video is. Just the editing and the way they did the backgrounds for the puppets. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. And
I mean,
again,
I love that song on its own. And then
well,
the
yeah,
video
that's
is
what
just, like,
Billy and I were just talking about. The
better.
song is so great,
Yeah.
and then you put the music video behind it, and it just elevates it to another level.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean,
I love that scene in the beginning where the guy's like walking through that trench. He's just like pulling heads out of the dirt
Yeah.
and the mud. It's just like an awesome way to start a video. You're like, whoa, what are we getting into in this video?
Yeah.
And then you see Ronald Reagan halfway into the video, and he's got a Superman outfit, and he's trying to run,
Yeah.
trying to take
Yeah,
off.
he's like running. He's like,
Man. Oh, we got our first repeat, dude. My number 4 is Land of Confusion.
Wow.
That's so crazy.
Nice.
When you said it, I was like, damn. But yeah, man, that's it's directed by a guy named John Lloyd and Jim Yukich. Or Yukich.
Okay.
Yukich. Yeah, man. I won't say too much because we just talked about it. Great video, great, even better song, I feel
Totally.
like. And yeah, man, it's a very solid video and stands up to this day.
Yeah, 100%.
one of
I'll
my
go ahead.
favorite albums.
Yeah,
That's
so
so
good. I guess we'll move on to Brad, number 4.
So my number 4 is a video that introduced me to one of my favorite rock bands. It is "Welcome to the Jungle" by Guns N' Roses.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
In a way, it almost feels like Axl Rose's story. It starts off with him getting off of a bus. He was raised in Indiana. It kind of feels like, he's got like a straw in his mouth. He gets off the bus. Like Izzy's standing there offering him drugs. Slash is sitting outside that television store drinking Jack. It's like, that's it, man. Like for anybody who
Guns
lives
N'
here,
Roses.
welcome to the jungle. If you come into LA, like this is it, man. Like there's some shady stuff and kind of like shows his evolution of this young innocent Midwestern boy into a big city. But I guess they had a lot of problems getting this video played, and David Geffen basically had to call the head of MTV and said like, hey, will you play this video one time? Like you guys won't even play it. So they played it at 4 or 5 a.m. on a Sunday morning.
Wow.
And after that, it was a hit. Like they said the switchboard lit up. Like everyone was like, "Who's this Axl Rose
Amazing.
guy?"
Yeah, play this video.
Because
good stuff.
it's so easy. It come out as the first single, I think, from Appetite, and like it tanked. Like nobody bought that album. So they were like, "This is our, pretty much our last ditch. Like if someone will play the Welcome to the Jungle video." But yeah, it's interesting. The video director, Alan Niven, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Niven. kneeling. So he basically said, I came up with the idea stealing from 3 movies: Midnight Cowboy, The Man Who Fell to Earth, and A Clockwork Orange.
Wow.
So it's basically it's cut between, the band playing at the Whiskey, Axl Rose, and that kind of Clockwork Orange stuff, like strapped to the chair, having to watch all these violence on TV. Yeah, and then it ends with him, like, obviously being this rock star, walking away, shaking his head from the TV monitors. But man, I can't tell you like how many times like I would stay up late at night and hope that they would play this music video. I couldn't wait. Just the slow scream of Axl in the beginning of that music video when he gets off the bus.
Yeah,
to me, it's just an awesome rock music video.
Yeah. I mean, like, you knew it was coming on because, like, the bus is pulling up to the bench, and, like, that's when that starts. I mean, I don't. That's so crazy because, like, just hearing that song without a music video, it's a hit.
Oh yeah,
that's a great fucking rock song.
It is.
But, I mean, yeah, that was. I mean, again, it's like your first time seeing that band.
Yeah.
And like you're like, look at these dudes. These dudes came to fucking play. I mean, like, these guys are rock and roll. But yeah, great first video. I love Guns N' Roses, so yeah, that's a great video.
I bought that album when it was fairly new, but I don't remember the music video for that song though. Like, I don't know if I saw it like when it was actually being.
Oh, really?
New. Yeah, I don't have
too.
like
I didn't have
strong
access to it.
of that like when I was a kid.
They didn't play they didn't play it on U68.
I feel like it was popular, but I feel like Sweet Child of Mine probably got more airplay, but that's again them like in like a studio setting, like singing. You got to see them, and like all the girls that hang out with them, and even like Patience, a video like that, which actually had kind of a story to it. But Welcome to the Jungle, like Brad was talking about, is like their setup. Like, here's who we are, here's how we met, here's how we came here, and
I'm sure.
But I mean, it's like a performance piece.
And
it's such a great introduction to that band.
Yeah,
100%.
I
had no idea who they were until I saw the music video.
Yeah,
and instantly, again,
it sounds horrible to say, but I think maybe as a kid when the video would come on, I might have turned it off because it was just, to me, it looked like I might have caught the middle part of it, and it was just like it looked like a live performance video, which those always bored me as a kid. I might admit that might be why I never like really watched it back then, because I might have just turned it on and saw, oh, it's just a live video, a video where there's footage of them live, and I was like, and I turned the channel and then waited till the next video started.
There definitely was a lot of that where like bands would they're like, just shoot some footage of us live and use that. Like, we don't really want to do anything else. Like, I feel like Def Leppard's and
Poison,
Bon Jovi,
Ozzy Osbourne.
a lot of the hair bands.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
I think Guns N' Roses definitely. I feel like I don't even like we've had podcasts about this before. I don't even consider them a hair metal band. I feel like they're like a rock band, and that like separated them, and they don't even look like a hair band, in my opinion.
I mean, I'll say the one video what they did was Appetite. Like, you can see Axl's got like lipstick on, or like something gloss on. It's all like teased, but I feel like that they start, like Billy said, Sweet Child of Mine, Patience, like that kind of dropped that kind of stuff. They didn't need that. Like Kiss and Motley Crue and all those like hair metal bands. They didn't Poison.
I don't think they hit their stride honestly until Don't Cry. I think that was their first, because I think that was before November Rain.
Yeah, I mean,
wrong.
It was.
They made they took music videos to another rock music videos to another level, dude. They were almost like mini features.
Yeah, I mean, like when you remember when they would like count down and be like, tomorrow we're gonna premiere Guns N' Roses new video, and it was like a fucking thing.
Yeah,
it was an event.
Dude,
I remember running home from school because of that. It was awesome. You'd run home, you'd like, okay, that's it, I'm running. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
turn on MTV. I don't care what you're watching.
Yeah, and now everybody watches just
YouTube.
16 and pregnant. All right, Ted, what you got? Number 4.
My number 4 is by Metallica. It's their late decade video called One. And it was shot in black and white. It was just an amazing music video. So a lot of metal bands weren't recording, at least like the underground type stuff of metal weren't shooting music videos. They kind of did it, DIY, no radio play. It was all underground stuff. And when they decided to make a music video, they really delivered, because this was visually, impactful. Do you guys remember this video at all, or know what it's about?
Yes.
I don't remember it, but I'm watching it right now.
So the music video is go ahead.
It's the first time I've ever heard Metallica. The first time I ever saw Metallica was that video.
Yeah. So it's a pretty dark element and storyline because they intercut footage of them playing like in a warehouse, black and white, with an old movie called Johnny Got His Gun. So I guess the gist of the story, it's about a soldier who steps on a landmine, has a terrible accident, loses all of his limbs. He can't see, he can't talk. The only way he can communicate is like these ticks he does with his head in Morse code. So, and it's basically him begging God to like kill him because he's suffering.
Jesus Christ!
It's did you ever see the
No,
video?
I've never seen this.
Oh my God,
before.
it's really
I'm gonna watch it
and
now.
dark and pretty much opposite of anything that was being made at the time. It was a real dark music video, but it really just jarring in terms of visual. It was art. I mean, it's basically something not shallow at all. It has a lot of depth to it. So, and a great song. It's off their "And Justice for All" record, and by the diehard fans, it was their last great album. It was like 1989. So, but that's
many people hate the Black album. They
I
hate the Black
I hear
album.
Garage Inc. is awesome.
So my number 4 is Metallica's one of my favorite bands.
Dude,
and one of my favorite videos. Of
The
all time.
second half of that song where they start kicking ass is so good. So good.
Yeah, I love it.
I
It's
mean, just
really
Lars
aggressive.
on drums. That whole drum part is just so goddamn good.
Yeah, that Bay Area,
He was a
thrash metal
product.
had a very punk feel to it, and it's such a dynamic song because it starts really like mellow, and then it just like goes into overdrive until till it ends. So great song. One by Metallica.
Crazy, they went from that, and then a year and a half, 2 years later, it was the Black
Sandman.
album.
Yeah,
Totally
Enter
different.
Sandman.
Like,
Dude, Sandman was such a huge video. I mean,
Oh,
that
yeah.
really probably catapulted them because people who didn't know who Metallica was, they knew then.
Yeah.
When that album
That's
arrived.
how
for
I
sure.
got introduced
Definitely.
him was Sandman.
Yeah, and a good music video.
Yeah.
Good music video too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
I was
old
always-
creepy dude.
Yeah, I was always curious if that film footage was shot for the video, if it was an actual movie that they were using.
Yeah, it's interesting
That's- yeah.
because they had to pay, I guess, rights for using it every time it aired.
Oh, man.
So
be
that
Metallica
got expensive.
eventually bought the rights to that movie.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's called Johnny.
Have
Got
you
His
guys-
that
Gun.
would be really expensive.
That's called what?
Johnny Got His Gun is the name of the movie.
Let's go to Brett with number 4.
All right, my number 4. It's probably going to be on everyone else's list higher up, but it's 1986 Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel.
Ooh,
Great video.
One time? What?
What?
time?
Who?
This song.
Peter Gabriel.
Yeah, I mean, as a kid, I loved stop motion animation, so this video was
great,
a
man.
lot of that,
Yep.
and it was like right around when Pee-wee's Playhouse had just started airing, and it had that same type of vibe, like the style of animation and stop motion, and very unique, creative, compared to a lot of other music videos at that time. And it won, I guess, a record that has never been broken.
Yeah.
Won 9 MTV Music Movie Award or Music
awards?
Video Award.
Wow.
Yeah, I got nominated 10 times, I guess.
Great music
So-
video, man. And like you said, the stop motion animation is great on that. And you could tell the budget was like off the charts for that one.
You know what? I'm I'm reading this right now, and it's funny I even said that. I guess it was directed by the guy that directed the first season of Pee-wee's
Oh, there you go.
Playhouse.
That's why it felt like that.
Even Johnson.
That's
I
exactly
just
why it
read
felt
that
that
right
way.
now.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. But yeah, it's like claymation and stop motion. I don't know what they call the other types of animation in the video.
It was great, man.
But
Does anybody
Yeah.
know how long it probably took like Peter Gabriel to sit there for all those takes?
I read, I don't know if it's true or not, but I was
Wow.
reading when I was doing the research. He had to sit under like glass in the studio while they were shooting all the stuff like on the glass above him. But I think it was like 18 hours
Yeah.
or 17
God.
hours.
It was actually
like crazy.
Yeah, it was actually 16 hours, and they were filming it one
Yeah.
frame at a time.
Wow.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah. Oh, and again, there's another song where like the video is awesome, but the song is even better. It's such a good fucking
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like Peter Gabriel was another guy like Phil Collins. Like Peter Gabriel, like dude, he like broke new boundaries on music videos. Like
Yeah.
that's not the Sledgehammer isn't the only one that he had. Like he had
Sure.
great music videos.
Totally.
Yeah,
Dude.
Big Time was good. And
Dude, Shock the Monkey
Shock the
was an
Monkey.
amazing video.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they're
That's
both
one of my
guys-
honorable mentions.
Do you guys remember? This might be in the '90s. Billy, you might remember. There was like a virtual music video. It's like Kiss the Frog or something. Where you
Yes.
like sat in this like machine and watched his video, and the thing would shake.
Yeah, I think it was like Digging in the Dirt or one of those songs off his one of Us album, I think. It was this very like trippy kind of VR kind of thing.
I thought it was Kiss the Frog. I can't remember. I remember it was
moved. Didn't
Yeah,
the
like
thing move?
Dude, we went to like, it was like the parking lot of the mall, and you would like, it was like this huge promotion for this record, and like you would get in this ride. It was almost like a ride. You would sit in the ride, like the chairs would shake. You'd put on these glasses.
Yeah. Well, you know, Gabriel was the original vocalist for Genesis, and he was just back when they were like very like artsy and like
avant-garde.
You know, like 20-minute songs. So like he definitely was into that whole like art and very kind of like, you know, artistically done videos and songs and crafted things, and you know, so he definitely has a different take on videos, but they're always very interesting to watch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very creative.
Very stylistic.
That's a great pick right there. It's kind of high up on the list, but you know, it's a great pick.
a little early, Brett.
Just a little.
George, number 4.
My number 4 is off the album Thriller, and it is Thriller by Michael Jackson.
A little early, George.
My list is stacked.
That's early.
Good one. Good video, though.
Dude, this is a combination of both. You get a horror movie and you get a music video all in one. Like, come on. You can't ask for anything more. Michael Jackson was great in this, and it was also, I think it was directed by the guy that directed American Werewolf in London.
John Landis.
Yes.
Yep.
So it was fucking awesome. Like the transformation scene, it's just off the charts, man.
I mean, I'll say this about Thriller. It's gonna be in a lot of our lists probably.
Oh,
like,
yeah. I
Thriller,
wouldn't
the
doubt it.
music video was better than a lot of horror movies that I've seen. Like it's,
I second that.
I mean,
dude.
it was,
you're
like,
I agree.
100%.
you got
man.
John Landis. You got John Landis directing. You got Rick Baker doing the effects.
Yes.
You got Elmer Bernstein doing scary music. Vincent Price.
Vincent Price, dude. Come on. He did a cameo.
I mean, that's
in it.
a horror legend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% on this, but wasn't that like didn't they have like a big world premiere for that music?
Yeah.
Oh,
video?
yeah.
It was huge.
It was,
Okay.
it was
mean,
super huge.
Do you guys?
I have
you
a
guys
bunch of trivia for this, but do you want?
No, go for it, dude. No, go. No.
Because we're all gonna probably have this.
Yeah,
You
go
can
for
always
it.
wait, but yeah, I mean, real fast, like even from the first frame, do you remember it says Michael Jackson's Thriller, and it's like claymation, and it's like it's breathing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just that alone, like
You
how
remember
it's
that?
so cool.
I was so excited to
Yeah.
see this video, man, and then just revisiting it during my what do you call it? My research, and it again, it didn't disappoint, dude. It still holds up, and it's awesome.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and
George, was it you that just said something about like the this video was like a huge like event? Like,
oh yeah,
yeah,
Billy.
I remember as a kid when it debuted. We didn't have cable, but my aunt did, and we went over to her house, I think, for a Christmas party that year,
Wow.
Christmas '83, and the video had just debuted like probably a week or two before.
It
And
says December
she taped
2nd,
it for us, and we
1983.
all watched it. And I remember like being like, just like, it was like Brad said, it was like a horror. It was like better than a lot of horror movies. But I remember being scared, but also excited because it was.
yeah. They
Michael
made
Jackson.
a
It
huge
was
deal
like-
about it. They were
It was a huge
weeks
deal.
before it debuted. They were plugging the shit out of it on MTV. I remember
Yep.
that, and just being
Yeah.
so
It's
excited.
I
about it.
mean, it's basically a mini movie.
Yeah.
It's and not only that, like you had the music video, but I think Ted at one point gave me there's a making of that you could have bought back then, like showing him in the chair and like Landis and all the choreography. I mean, it was a whole production.
Yeah.
the
big budget.
making of documentaries. I guess it's Thriller's credit is making that like popular. Like before that, making of documentaries weren't really a thing, and that like popularized.
Yeah. And Michael
that
Jackson
whole-
had a lot.
and-
Him
which
and,
is still used to this day for everything. You know.
yeah. Michael Jackson had a lot of input into it too, along with like he basically helped write it.
He
With John
wrote it.
Landis. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was him and Landis that wrote it.
It was great, man.
Yeah.
I like the
And
marquee when they were
budget was
pulling up.
$900,000. That was almost $1 million.
Back then, it was
That's
like the
crazy.
equivalent of what, $5 million today.
So is that the Palace actually, like the real Palace in LA? Because I saw it says Palace and it shows all the Vincent Price posters.
I think it is, yeah. Or if not, it's at a studio that made it look like it. But it was
Right.
yeah.
It was an event.
I mean, yeah,
it was a
look,
world event. I mean, I remember that night. I was in my mom's apartment, and it was snowing that night in New York. It was really cold, but man, just watching that video and that last scare at the end when he turns around. He's got the big
Yellow
yellow
eyes,
eyes.
dude.
He's like, oh shit, this girl's gonna die.
That's so scary.
You know she's
And
But
it's got-
again, I mean that's what I mean is like that, like Ted just said, that final scene, it's like Night of the Living Dead. It's
Yeah.
like it took all these different things to make into a cool music video. It's like that scare alone, yeah, when he turns around, it's a freeze frame and it's a slow zoom with Vincent Price laughing. It's
Yeah.
he's
classic.
He's so
It's so
gentle.
cool.
Everything's gonna
I
be all
remember
right.
that
And
scared the
then
hell out of me the first, like when I was a little kid when it was new.
Brett, didn't you used to laugh like that in the tape room? Didn't you do that laugh? I remember Brett, I think, doing that laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
can
I
imagine.
think I did it our first Halloween podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
that's
did.
right. That's what it was.
yeah. And that the choreography of the zombie dancing, it was great. Like that is still iconic to this day. I still see people doing that dance,
Yeah.
all the time. It's
I
pretty cool.
remember
Yeah.
doing that as a kid, like doing that thing where you like do your leg around in a circle.
Uh-huh.
And let's
Yeah.
not forget about the red Thriller jacket. It
Yes.
shows up
Yep.
in Beverly Hills Cop. Remember he's laughing at
Yeah,
those two dudes walking down the sidewalk wearing those jackets.
I do that dance when I'm waiting in line for the bathroom, and people like usually move away, and I go right to the bathroom.
Go away.
Baby, what's the problem? My number 3 video is not Thriller, but it's equally as frightening. It's a video that at the time I had no idea who this artist was. It was just always like one of the weirdest things as a child to see. And it's Billy Joel's Pressure.
Wow.
I mean, that is a weird video. Going back and
I don't remember
watching
that.
it now, there's so much weird shit in it. There's so much water in this video. There's like a kid in a classroom trying to hold his desk up from water flowing out of
Sounds cool.
the desk. There's a carpet that's a shag carpet that eats people. There's kids flying into walls. I mean, there's like Billy Joel, ugly Billy Joel, like, being crazy and like Clockwork Orange, like yelling at a TV screen. There's like a barking dogs in a car throwing water on him. Like, there's so much craziness in this video,
Wow.
but yet it's such a good song. And it's a fun watch. It's totally 80s. It's 80s Billy Joel and Pressure. That's my pick. You guys know what I'm talking about?
I love that. I
And
love that.
My favorite Billy
No.
Joel song is actually his Pressure.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
Yeah,
kind
I've
of
never seen that
obscure.
video.
I got to go back and watch it. I don't remember, but
Man, that's a good word to describe that video.
Yeah. Pressure.
I love 80s Billy Joel. He had like a mini afro going, and he could, it's like pre-baldness, and
He's trying to
Yeah,
hold
dude,
on
his-
to like
his videos were great too. Like Uptown Girl's great.
Yeah.
like Christy
Dude,
Brinkley.
the longest time, that was a good video.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
dude, we didn't start the fire. Like,
Oh, that's
Oh,
good.
that's
That's
great.
actually
Yeah.
very
I like
good.
that song.
and keeping the faith. Rodney Dangerfield was like the judge in that video.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did some good
Great.
shit.
he did.
Yeah.
It just reminds me how fun the 80s was.
I know. Tell me about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, is it as fun for kids now?
In front
no,
of, in front of
absolutely.
the
I
No.
mean,
I mean-
it's, I don't know. It's all relative in the
It
time
is.
you grew
I
up.
guess so, man. But
maybe.
we had a good
yeah.
decade.
I mean,
Well-
each generation is like, it's not as good as when we had it. But I, like we've talked about on these podcasts, I definitely feel like the '80s were just a carefree, as far as like entertainment,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
politics and stuff. It was just such a carefree, fun time.
Well, kids now make their own music videos to songs on TikTok, which somebody brought up earlier. That's like
Yeah.
the thing now.
Yeah, everybody's the star.
Can you imagine if
they
we
make
had
up,
that?
they make up dances to TikTok videos.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Everybody's Michael.
But
Jackson
yeah, I mean,
now.
like, when's the last time you saw your favorite band do a music video? Probably not in 20 years.
That's very true.
Yeah, it's sparse.
Yeah.
At least 10. Probably at least 10, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
You
people
know.
don't do it anymore. I mean, why do it? They just tour now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is like they're really not making money off of albums, so the record companies aren't putting these budgets in for music videos like they
Exactly.
had in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But if you want to watch, Billy Joel has so many stinky 80s videos, and he's such an ugly dude. Like, but man, he was banging Christy Brinkley, so
How?
Yeah.
I guess we're all
Dude
wrong.
is a multimillionaire.
I mean,
and-
it all starts with he had great music.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amazing
true. Oh yeah, he's
singer
one of my
and music,
faves.
yep.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's see what Brad's got for number 3. You got some scary videos?
It's not scary. This one's actually pretty awesome. It's off the Beastie Boys' second album, Paul's Boutique. It was the second and final single. It's Shatrack. Has anyone seen that?
No.
It's It's Shadrach, the abstract impressionist version. So it was directed by Nathaniel Hornblower, which is basically Adam Yauch, which is MCA. So there's a video on one of their concert release films where it's like 4 different frames. It almost looks like security footage of them performing live. So what he did was he painted over each cell or frame of the video, and it looks like each shot looks like a painting.
Wow.
It's incredible. I know it won like certain art. I know it won certain awards, but dude, like go back and watch that Shadrach video. Like it's awesome. It's the crowd. It's all like painting. It's them on stage performing the song. I don't know Billy, have you seen this?
I've seen the animated version of this song, but not the one you're talking about.
I mean, that's probably what you're thinking. It's MCA.
Okay.
It's him painting over.
Okay, well, I guess I did. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. It's not animated. He actually painted on those video frames.
It's great.
That's crazy.
It's cool.
Can you imagine how much time that must have taken? That's insane.
Oh, dude, it's insane.
Hours, months.
That's one of those instances where I was talking about. I think today it probably would have been done all digitally.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Dude.
Doing it like, a couple of weeks maybe.
Absolutely. There's absolutely no other than like the only thing I can like relate it to is like a stop motion animation where it would take so much time painting over with your hand all of, rather than pre-computer effects.
Yeah. Was that on the DVD that they put out? Okay.
It is. Yep.
Yeah, I need to get that.
But it aired. Like, it's not on Blu-ray, right? I still have the DVD of that. But
okay.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Like a double disc orange.
Yep.
Yeah, I have that one.
Yeah, it's their video collection. Yeah, it's really cool.
I gotta check that out.
And MCA directed a lot of that stuff. Spike Jonze did some stuff too. But to me, it was just like I had never seen anything like that in a music video form.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like I love a lot of the videos from that decade. I feel like were like they were just like unique.
Well, plus that's another band that like we were just talking about, a band that really put work into making a music video, make it memorable. They worked with Spike Jonze and like a lot of directors came out of the 80s who were music movie directors. A lot of people. This was like their first foray into, is that even the word I want to say? First foray into like getting their feet wet, and music videos were a great way to getting in. So Beastie Boys, I mean, God, the 90s would be probably my favorite decade of their videos, but they had some really good 80s ones too. I mean, that whole License to Ill album for sure had some fun ones, but Paul's Boutique for sure.
I mean, even something as silly as "Fight for Your Right to Party." That's such an iconic video. It looked like it cost $10, but I feel like they had such creative, fun. They never took themselves seriously. They were just fun, different videos.
You definitely hit the word. You hit the nail right on the head with the word "fun," Brad. That's what it looks like in most of their videos, and super creative too, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's jump over to Ted.
Hey, boy.
Number 3, brother.
My number 3 is by David Lee Roth. It's his video for Just a Gigolo.
Nice.
I love this video. It actually starts off with a parody of MTV. He does something called Dave TV, and there are tons of parodies in this, and it's a great song. It's a cover from I think it's Louis Prima. It's like an old kind of like jazz standard, and he parodies everyone from Michael Jackson to Cyndi Lauper to Motley Crue. There's even like a weird scene.
Billy Idol.
Yeah, Billy Idol. Yeah,
there you go.
Billy Idol's in there. So it's really just a fun song. Like there's he's walking on the beach, and there's tons of like bikini clad models. It's just I love this video. I've probably seen it a million times. Watched it again recently for the research, and definitely one of my favorite videos of all time.
One fun thing that when he does the Dave TV and then they cut and all the camera guys and producers run up to him, they're like, blah, 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 blah. You remember that?
Yeah.
Like all those crazy it feels like the Whack Pack, those actors that come up.
It's like, who are these like funny looking people?
There's like a dude in a wig, I think, at one point.
Oh yeah, I think somebody's from
it's a guy in a wig.
Yeah, I think like one of the people was in UHF, that Weird Al movie. But yeah, like
funny.
that to me, like you said, Ted, is like it was all tongue in cheek. He made fun of all these previous big music video artists.
Yeah.
And you know, like, come on, it's David Lee Roth. He's cheeseball anyway, so it, like all of that stuff fit in so perfectly in that video.
Yep,
Definitely.
I mean, again, another person who like absorbed the '80s and like was living in such excess and like just so confident, dude. He can like invite 100 girls to the set.
Yep.
You know, just like let's film a video, and like the dude put a lot into the music. They were all funny. He had a good sense of humor about it. You know, I mean, even the Van Halen videos were fun.
Yeah,
you know, so
for
yeah,
sure.
I mean, you know, definitely a dude who had a defining moment in the '80s for sure.
Definitely, and it was
I don't
into
know.
his.
I don't know what he's doing now.
Right. It's into his like solo career, so it was kind of, you know, weird and definitely a surprise for him to kind of take like a side road, because everybody probably was expecting like Van Halen Part 2, but this is like in between like his other like band with like Steve Vai, where he just did like, you know, a cover tune, you know, of an old jazz, you know, song. I think there's a scene of like a Motley Crue type band where there's like fire, you know, and pyro and stuff like that, and someone like one of the guitarists like starts he like his arm catches fire or something like that. It was really fun. And there's another scene where it's like there's like a brass section of like 4 guys playing instruments, and it's like in front of like porta potties. Do you remember this? It's hilarious.
It's great. I don't. That's funny though.
And the porta potties are like lit from inside. It's like purple, green. It's like really interesting colors, but definitely funny video. Love it.
What album was this off? Crazy from the Heat? Like I can't remember what
Crazy
album
from
this
the
was.
Heat. Yep, that's
Is that the album that had California Girls on it too?
Yep,
Or was
that's
that
the one.
different?
Was it from Edom? Well, it wasn't from Edom and Smile.
No. This is before Edom and Smile.
Okay,
Dude, he was big on the cover songs.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely.
Which is kind of cool, you know, like a lot of times when we were kids, like, or even now, like for young people, you get a cover, it introduces someone that's young that doesn't know the original version.
Exactly.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, right. And then they discover they might like the original version better.
Yeah. Opens doors, yeah.
Yep.
All right, Brett, what you got for number 3?
All right, number 3, kind of probably obscure, but I'm hoping one of you guys has seen this video before. Came out in 1984 by the Alan Parsons Project. It's Don't Answer Me. Yeah, looking at you guys' faces.
What?
I have no idea.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Explain.
I highly recommend watching this video. It took 23 days to film using a 40-man team of animators.
Jeez.
It combines traditional animation, stop motion, and claymation, and was nominated for Most Experimental Video at the inaugural 84 MTV Movie Awards.
Wow.
It's just a really cool, kind of feels like a throwback to like not the song itself, but the video. Like the style is kind of like the 30s, 40s, like gangster era.
Uh-huh.
And basically, you guys know who like Will Vinton is, the guy that did the California Raisins?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it feels like that kind of like.
Okay.
It feels like that style.
What's the name of the song?
Don't Answer Me.
A lot of girls tell me that when I text them.
Seeing it. It's just really cool. It's unique, and it shows like this guy in this diner, like, and there's this like girl that's like got this big giant hulking dude that's kind of like beating her, like pushing her around and stuff. It's kind of like got a cool like old gangster vibe to it. But it's just for me, I remember that video as a little kid, and it just visually like just was like, wow, like it blew my socks off. It's not the song wasn't a hit at all. I think it might have only made the top 20 or 25 on the charts.
But the video, would you say the video is better than the song?
Yeah. I mean, the song's not bad either, actually.
Gotcha.
But yeah, the video just was
amazing.
You guys have to watch it, like, you know.
It looks like a mix between like comic book and like 80s pop art.
Mm.
Yeah. And like I said, it was 40 guys, 40 animators
dude.
working on this.
I think that's all that saw this video. It's 40 guys.
Which is a shame. No, because it got nominated for Most Experimental Video by MTV.
It's pretty cool. I'm just watching it now, and it looks pretty.
I'll watch
like the detail it took the time to make this is insane.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's a really cool video, like creatively. Like if I don't know. If you just look at it from the standpoint of like an art kind of aspect, it's like really cool. Like even if you watch the video with the sound off, you'd probably be like, "Oh shit, this is like a cool video." You don't need the music to even appreciate it, really. Anyways, that's my number 3 pick.
The other alternate title for the song was "Dating Poison."
You mean like the whole band?
Yeah, like you can't get a girl listening to the song.
Right on. All right, George, what you got for number 3?
My number 3 talks to me in 2 different ways. Number 1, the song's awesome. Number 2, it's got storyboard and somewhat of a comic book feel to it, which I love. And it's Aha, Take on Me.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's a cool video.
Great video, man. And again, just because I love comic books and just comic book art and storyboard art as well, it's such an awesome video. And the song's pretty good too, but to me, the video is just amazing.
Cool.
Yeah, I watched that the other day. I mean, obviously, even for the time, I mean, I'm sure that song, that video won a bunch of awards.
It did.
I mean, it's Aha's probably biggest song in America. I know they were huge overseas, but yeah, man, that's a crazy video. I always remember like the dudes coming in and like hitting that guy with like the wrench. Yeah. You know, being such a. Then he comes back in a normal time, and that waitress is like, "Ah,
what are you doing?"
No, but I mean, it's a great video. I mean, like, and that song is still, when it comes on, people are like, "Oh yeah, that video."
Yeah, that's the first thing you think of when you hear that song is that video, and it's got like that classic '80s synth pop sound, so it's kind of catchy, so it's really cool.
Yeah, I definitely feel like that was ahead of its time for sure.
It's another one of those videos where we keep talking about it, how much like probably man hours it took to do that, because it would have been hand drawn back then,
animated.
So like all that art, that detail, like it's like flip style animation where like the pages are flipping real fast to make it
cell animation.
Yeah, you could tell it's almost like they would have made the video from the storyboards, but they said, "Fuck it, let's just use the storyboards to make the video." You know what I mean? As opposed to actually filming really cool. I really dig it.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like rotoscope or something like that, but it was that type of animation.
It was pre-rotoscope, I think, but it was pretty close to that. It does have that look to it.
I love it.
Yeah. Well, it's also a thing that can make an obscure band no one's ever heard of into like hugely popular, which that song did.
It did 100%. Because after that song or that video, I went out right off, like that weekend we went to the mall or whatever, and I went and bought the cassette tape, and I was like, "Oh, dude, I love this music. It's awesome."
Real quick, name another Aha song.
The one Living Daylight song or the James Bond one?
Okay, yeah, that's the only other one besides.
Not always shines on TV.
Thriller.
That's the only other song.
You win.
Winner, chicken dinner.
All right. We're at number 2.
Wow.
Number 2 for me.
Number 2. Winding it up.
It's a song, man, that I still love. It's such a fun video. We just talked about this gentleman in a previous podcast, how funny he was. It's "You Can Call Me Al" by Paul Simon, featuring Chevy Chase.
Dude,
it's the most simplest of videos.
It is, man.
It's Chevy Chase is basically singing the song. Paul Simon comes in. He puts bongos. He puts the guitar in. He just kind of comes in, fills in.
Video,
but their interaction, it's so dry until like Paul Simon breaks at one point towards the end. But it's just so much fun to watch these guys, and they have a history. They used to work on that SNL together. They're friends, and it's just a fun piece of video. And even now, like, I still like smile watching it. It's such a really good song. And like, you listen to the lyrics of the song, it's so weird and just all over the place. But man, I tell you, I feel like it's a great music video. And in the 80s, there were a lot of like celebrity cameos and a lot of the music videos. But I feel like this one could potentially be the best.
It's up there for sure, man. Yeah, 100%.
And like you said, the video is very simple. It's just them sitting in a room, but it's like it's got that Chevy Chase humor too.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah.
It. I love when he almost hits Paul Simon in the face with that trumpet.
He's like going like this.
And he's kind of like, oh, he like does that face.
Yeah.
I mean, like, could you get another like the most tallest dude with the most shortest guy?
Oh, that's funny.
I think that's what makes it so charming and
visually funny.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So good. I love it.
And they use that. I remember that song, like, when it was new. Like, they used to, do you remember this? They'd use it for like movie trailers, like comedies, like all the time. Like, I remember that a lot. It was just a fun song.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's kind of a theme that we've been talking about all night. It's like a song that when you hear it, you're like, oh, that Chevy Chase video.
And right off the bat.
it's the video that brings you back. I mean, like without videos, a lot of these songs take on different meanings, or maybe you wouldn't really, like them that much, which is weird. But I mean, I don't think I would not like this song because I'm a huge Paul Simon fan. But man, yeah, you're right. The video defines the song.
It's funny. I remember, I think the first time I saw this video, I was like, that's not Chevy Chase. Like, I thought it was like someone that looked like Chevy Chase. Like, I was like, why would Chevy Chase be in the song's video? Like, it was funny. Like, it took me like half the video before I was like, that's really Chevy Chase.
That's actually,
yeah.
This had to be the cheapest music video. It's literally in one, looks like a vacant office set or something. Like, it's just a white room with 2 chairs and a table.
Yeah. So
but it just goes to show, you don't
budget, basically.
Yeah, it just goes to show you don't need a lot of money. It's just, hey, it's great. It's just these 2 guys. Like, it's a great video.
And this is probably what, like Three Amigos, Chevy Chase, like around that time frame, maybe like 88, 89.
Yeah. Funny Farm,
Funny Farm.
Yeah.
Vacation.
Okay. Yeah.
Fletch Lives was probably right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe. All right. Brad, number 2.
You ain't fat. You ain't nothing. You ain't nothing. Fat. Weird Al Yankovic. Dude, I absolutely love Fat video. It is so awesome. So basically, in the beginning of the video, Weird Al is tempted by food and not drugs by a bunch of guys. And ding dong, man, ding dong.
Ding dong,
yo. So basically, Weird Al had a good relationship with Michael Jackson. He was able to use the same set that they used for Bad in, I think it was Culver City. And Kevin Yeager, who did the effects for Freddy Krueger and the Crypt Keeper, actually did his fat makeup and his fat suit.
It's amazing.
It is, isn't it? Oh my
yeah,
god.
it's so good. And he wears that makeup live. I don't know if anybody's seen him live, but he'll wear that live when he performs the song. So it took him 3 hours each day to apply that makeup.
Wow.
But dude, this is better. Like I said, Thriller is better than a lot of horror movies. Go back and watch Fat, dude. It is funnier than a lot of 80s comedies. Like it is funny, dude. Like those guys on the skates, they blow the wind, and like he's holding up the sign where he's like woo woo, and he holds up a sign that says woo. Ham on whole wheat. It's just like there's so many sight gags in this music video. It's the same guy that directed UHF.
Nice.
But yeah, dude, like, just go. I'm sure you guys haven't seen Fat in forever, but it is hysterical.
Yeah. He says hoe, and then the guy brings him a hoe, like a gardening tool.
Yes, the gardening tool.
Yeah, and I think he gets his hand like trapped in like a mouse trap, and he says hoe too at the end of the music video.
He does. He does.
He's so funny.
That video.
No, he goes. No, I think he goes. Oh, he's doing like the Michael Jackson screams, that stuff. Yeah, dude, that music video is just, and what's so cool is like it's the same set, it's the same look as Bad, but like you can put them, if you beat them together at the same time, it's like, oh my god, like look how many takes he did on Bad.
Yep.
Yeah, and I remember watching that video when it was new, and it was like you could tell like he was like Weird Al himself was probably a fan of Michael's. Like
for sure,
the attention to detail, like the outfit he's wearing is like it looks just like Michael Jackson's in Bad, but
right.
But obviously, it was a different one because he's like huge. But
yeah, the hoodie in the beginning, them spray painting the
all the camera angles and stuff like that. It was really
right.
Like that, he has like that upper angle shot of when he like snaps his finger or something like that. It's great.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Remember when he jumps on that guy's back and the guy just collapses?
Again, this is another artist who, took a lot of time and made the right choices in making a music video. Like he really put a lot into it, and we're still talking about it today.
Yeah,
but I think Weird Al probably had to work a little bit harder because he was not a mainstream artist, and he put a lot of jokes into his stuff, so he definitely had to make all those jokes hit. And he had to make all those right choices to make it a comedic video. Like my favorite one, I think, with him was the I Lost on Jeopardy. I really like that one. That was a really good one. And I like a surgeon and stuff like that. But
well, I mean, I feel like this is exactly this is exactly why music videos were created, is for a guy like this. Like he's he does funny like prank parody cover songs. It's like you could do so much more visually with these songs and expand it so much more. It's
so over the top.
Yeah, it was just so great for his career.
By the way, the I Lost on Jeopardy parody, have you seen the real video for the Jeopardy song?
Like Great Kin. I don't remember
Yeah.
it. I don't remember.
Go back and watch it. It's scary as shit. It's weird. It's got zombies in it.
Oh, nice.
It's crazy. It makes no sense.
We got
That
walkers.
Weird Al video is much better than it. It's
I
weird.
gotta watch it.
And that dude makes a cameo in the Weird Al video too.
The actual
Nice.
Great Kin.
He drives the limo in the end, and it's kind of funny. He does like a wink and a nod to the his video. But
Oh, that's funny.
yeah, no, Fat's great. I mean, that was a big video. Weird Al. I mean, just Weird Al. I mean, he's such a national treasure now. He's like he's you go see him in concert, and he does all the old hits.
I want to
all
see him
the
in
gospel.
concert.
Fan,
I
right?
know. Come on.
Brad?
Say again?
Michael was a fan himself. Like he
Yes,
was, yeah,
like
for
I
sure.
said, like he heard that he wanted to do this music video. He let him have the set for free because they were going to strike the set. I think they
Wow.
were going to do something for Moonwalker, and he was like, no, like let him use the set for Fat.
That's
awesome.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
He was like, a lot of singers probably would have been like, "Oh no, they can't make fun of me. Like they're not gonna
Right.
do that." Like
They're too
Well,
uptight.
I think that Coolio was the only person who didn't like Weird Al's
Nah,
song.
I mean, dude, he's kind of backtrack on that. I mean, like Weird Al said, was like, dude, he cashed all those royalty checks from Amish Paradise. I've seen interviews with him saying like, I was wrong in saying that. I mean, dude, it was probably like a street cred thing. Like, I don't want to
was.
like, oh yeah, dude, this
Right.
Weird Al thing was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But dude, that's another song, dude. That was almost like a comeback. I feel like for Weird Al in
It
the
was,
90s.
dude.
It was
I remember
like,
that, yeah.
Dude, Amish Paradise was huge.
It was. It was
Yeah.
hilarious too, man.
Well, wasn't the Nirvana song?
Yeah,
pretty
Smells Like
popular?
Nirvana. Yeah.
oh, that
Yeah.
one too.
I
Yeah.
remember that one too.
That was pretty funny.
But I mean,
Alright.
I mean, can you guys think of another artist that comes anywhere close? Like, I don't know anybody else like Weird Al that does parody stuff
No,
like
not
that.
like that. No,
not
definitely
that
not.
sustains like multiple albums and years like that.
Multiple decades. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's usually like a one shot deal, kind of thing.
I don't think
Right.
is there anybody who does what Weird Al does?
He's got a
Not that I'm aware
handle
of.
on the
Yeah.
market.
Oh,
He does huge, man. And people would wait
Also-
to see
also-
what movie he would or what song he was going to parody. Like,
Yeah.
once you heard it, that song was going to get parodied, it was like everyone's waiting for it. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
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 Right. This is like a weird thing, but do you think with like today's PC culture, could you do a song like Fat and like not have
No.
every group come down on you?
Exactly. Probably not.
Probably not.
I don't
Honestly, probably
know.
not.
Yeah.
It probably couldn't.
Everyone's so
have.
fucking sensitive.
Cancel culture nowadays? No.
Yeah.
I mean, dude,
Sensi.
what'd you say?
Sensitive. Sensi.
You'd have to call it like big beautiful person. Are you down with BBP? Yeah, you know me.
Yeah, it'd be like
jeez.
slightly overweight or something, like how they would change.
Yeah.
You couldn't even say that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was gonna
Someone would
say
get
that.
fucking butthurt. You can't do shit nowadays.
A few extra
You'd have
pounds.
to.
Look at comedians
You'd
are
have to
getting
say-
Me Too'd or whatever
Yeah.
because they're just it. All right, never mind. Cut it.
Good thing
I don't
George
wanna get-
Carlin is dead.
Dude, the 80s, you couldn't do a lot of stuff in the 80s. You could nowadays, no, for sure. Like the 80s was definitely a time where you had, like we talked about, freedom to do a lot of stuff. And now,
Yeah.
it's definitely not.
So here's a few lyrics. My zippers bust, my buckles break. I'm too much man for you to take. The pavement cracks when I fall down. I've got more chins than Chinatown.
Hey,
Yep,
hey, come
yep.
on now.
Yeah, you could not get away with that
Cancel him.
nowadays.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
definitely not. Couldn't do that song today.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Well, let's move on to Ted with number 2.
We got another repeat. It's
Oh,
Fat.
no.
Weird Al's Fat.
Oh, shoot.
Wow, back
Nice.
to backsies,
What are the odds of that?
right?
Hey, listen, get this straight. I like music and I like comedy. And he's just the perfect form of that. He's just
Absolutely.
amazing. A genius.
What music and comedy?
Yep.
Oh,
Love it. Number
Well, then
2.
you should love Right Said Fred.
oh my god.
Oh man.
Well, that's my number 2.
All right, so-
Fat.
We've said everything about Fat, I think, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I think so.
All right,
yeah.
cool. All right, let's go to Brett, number 2.
All right, number 2, another kind of obscure one. At least the song is, not the artist. It is 1984 by the Jacksons from their Victory album, Torture. Do you guys remember this video?
Wow.
Oof.
I remember it on Beavis and Butthead. They did they made fun of it on Beavis and Butthead one time.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that episode. This is a great video to make fun of, probably. But at the time when this video came out, it was really cool. It's the whole video is like basically the Jacksons getting like in these weird like scenarios where they're like being tortured. Like there's like in like weird visuals. There's like a scene where one of them, I forget which one, like there's a hand or a eyeball in his hand, and he it's blinking at him. And then there's like a scene where they're like in this like room with it's like a spider web, and like they can't get it out. They're trying to like get out of it, and there's like faces against the wall, like stretching through. Like
it's weird.
I know.
Yeah, it's a really cool
very
video.
weird.
And then there's like at one point like these skeletons start dancing with them. But the video's notorious because Michael and Jermaine like both weren't even in the video. Jermaine flat out refused to take part in it. I don't know why. But
So Jermaine.
Oh my god.
and then Michael's too busy with concert schedules, so they borrowed a wax figure from Madame Tussauds.
Hilarious.
Oh my god.
Of Michael Jackson for the video. So in the video, there's a couple of shots where it's supposed to be Michael, and it's his wax figure from the Madame Tussauds.
I gotta watch this video
And
now.
I know.
they
too.
thought no one would notice because it's like real quick shots. But
Oh my god.
obviously, I think in the '90s, someone figured it out. Like,
No one-
Probably a better dancer.
and also the production company. I don't know the name. I don't know if it's you can find that anywhere online. But the production company that actually produced the video went bankrupt because of the video. They overshot. Like they went like weeks over past when they were originally supposed to shoot it under, and then like it went over budget. And I guess supposedly some of the Jacksons sometime like towards the end of the shoot were just like not into it at all. So like they'd have to like, do tons of takes and stuff. So, and it's also Paula Abdul's. I didn't know this until I was doing research. It was her debut as a choreographer. She got hired by the Jacksons because they saw her at a Laker game, and they actually hired her like for this video. Then after that, she became like a choreographer, like professionally.
That's cool.
So, kind of cool.
I heard that most of the budget went for Tito's Jack in the Box food obsession. Also, did you know that this song was played a lot at Guantanamo Bay?
Oh shit!
Jesus.
Do you guys remember? Any of you guys remember the video though?
No, not at all.
I
don't.
No, I gotta go back and watch it.
Butthead show.
Oh, like yeah, it's another cool video. I recommend watching it. Like it's just visually really cool. And if you like horror films, like
you love me some horror
it's
films.
definitely shot like a horror film. Like kind of has that like who did Suspiria?
Oh, Argento?
Dario Argento. It has that kind of vibe to it. Kind of has that like European like horror film vibe to it. That's my
Nice.
number 2.
All right. Well, we're gonna move on from torture and go to George with number 2.
My number 2 was already said. It was Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel.
Yes.
Nice.
Awesome. I put it so low on my list, so low on my list, just because of the stop motion animation stuff they did. It was just breathtaking. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's a great video. It's a great song. Also, Dave Matthews Band does a pretty good cover of it. Just wanted to throw that in there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
All right, we're the number one. Number one.
Wow. Oh.
Woo! How could I not give my number one selection to the kings of the 80s?
Who?
The guys who just excelled at the art of making music videos.
Duran, right?
Duran.
Oh,
And
whoa.
I could almost just say all of their videos, but I'm not. I there's so many to choose from, but I will say Rio. Great song,
Yep.
great video, dudes on a yacht, 80s clothes.
I'm on a
you
boat.
So much just like
Typical
just-
80s,
just-
dude.
just so much confidence oozing out of their pores because they're like the biggest band in the earth. You know, you had A View to a Kill, you had Hungry Like a Wolf, you had Wild Boys, Save a Prayer, The Chauffeur, New Moon on Monday, Reflex, Girls on Film, Please Tell Me Now, Planet
Unit
Earth.
of the Snake.
Unit of the Snake. But I'm going to go with Rio.
Good
number one.
Yeah.
Defining video for the 80s, and that's my choice.
Fab Five.
Yeah, dude, it's a great video.
on.
I love Wild Boys too. That's an awesome one.
He almost died during Wild Boys.
Yeah, did he go underwater?
He did.
He got stuck.
Stuck. Yeah.
That's
So,
like the
yeah.
film, like style one, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
the Mad Max, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Duran, man,
that
they definitely like the same thing we've talked about. Bands who excelled and put a lot of thought and effort into making a video and just excelled, and that's why they were one of the biggest bands of the '80s.
Oh,
Still not in the Rock and
100%.
Roll Hall of Fame, but Depeche Mode is. Okay, that's a little confusing.
What
to
a
me.
shame.
But anyway, also Tupac. Anyway, it's a whole other conversation. But anyway, Kings of the '80s. And it's such a great video, and every time it comes on, it's got a beautiful woman in it, and they're just sailing on the seas on a yacht. Looks so awesome. You want to hang out with these guys. They're dressed up like Miami Vice, So anyway, any thoughts on the Rio guys?
I love it.
I mean,
video.
I don't know if that's one of my. I love their videos. I don't know if
All of
that's
them.
like my favorite one, but definitely. I mean, that's like screams like '80s. Like that's
100%.
Like,
When you think of 80s
Visually,
music
like,
videos, Duran Duran's like on the top of the list. They are probably,
Sure.
I would say top. I don't know, number one. I would guess. Jeez.
Yeah.
But
All
that
right,
video
well,
is cool. I mean, yeah, them on the yacht and everything, and the beach and the water and shit where they're wearing the suits. It's like,
Right. Come in.
Yeah.
Hello, boys. It's Simon Le Bon here. I just wanted to make another return to tell Billy that he made an excellent choice for his number one. This is Simon Le Bon.
thank you, Simon.
Okay,
I
Chip.
love all your videos and all your music.
Of course. Thank you.
Chip, chip.
Chip, cheerio. I'll see you, boys.
Cheerio!
That was Wild Boys.
Wow.
Wow, what an honor.
Get too many,
Oh my God,
We don't get too many. We don't get too many cameos on here. We don't have to pay for.
I actually feel
Shit.
honored right now. Wow, that's great. Jesus.
He must have been right down the way here.
George, did you get his autograph?
No, he
Hey,
Left
is
too quick.
Rio the one where the guy, the woman's coming out of the water and the guy gets a crab on his toe? He's like, falls in the water.
Yes,
On the beach, yeah.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
like laughs at him. She's
Yeah,
like, what a stooge.
Yeah. And that's the great thing about Duran Duran. Like their videos, they had a sense of humor too.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
hints of like humor in them.
Yeah. Well, English people are like very comical. They have a very different sense of humor. Americans
Very
are way
good.
too uptight about
Very good.
shit.
Very dry.
Americans take themselves too seriously, I think.
Damn it. All right. Number one to Brad.
My number one came out December 2nd, 1983, and it is Thriller.
Oh, yeah.
So Michael Jackson hired John Landis after seeing an American Werewolf in London. And to confirm, George, it was filmed at the Palace Theater in downtown LA.
Yeah.
So it doubled the album sales for Thriller after this video
It was
aired,
a
and
huge event.
they made that behind the scenes to go to VHS. They were going to sell it to television networks. It became the highest selling VHS videotape of all time.
Wow.
Like that's at that time. Like that's just
crazy, man.
and it was just the making of. But yeah, this to me is the top of the top of. Still, there's nothing, in my opinion, any decade that's ever beat Thriller.
Yeah, conceptually,
production value, choreography, just the song alone. Take the music video away, just the song alone is so cool to me.
Yep.
Have you seen Taco putting on the Ritz, my friend?
Well, we might have a debate going.
That still could be a number one.
Yeah.
Right.
Or number two.
Ooh.
So yeah, that for me has always been my number one. I couldn't wait to see this music video. It's like it's not a short video, but that was, to me, it was cool. It was bookended with him and his girlfriend in the movie theater watching this fake werewolf movie, and then butting it up at the dance sequence, the song, and then at the end it was Night of the Living Dead with her trying to escape into that house with them busting through the windows and the floor. It was just so cool, man. Like I love that music video.
Yeah,
amazing.
Like you said, it's not. It almost doesn't feel like a music video. It's like a
It's like a mini horror movie. It was great, man.
Short.
Yeah, and having seen American Werewolf in London, seeing those effects when he's like, "I'm not like other guys," and then he starts wolfing out, you're like, "Oh my god!"
Yep.
Look at the effects.
Yeah,
those are at that time are like top notch Rick Baker effects.
Yeah, I guess originally Michael Jackson wanted to be on all four, be more like a
like a
werewolf, and like they couldn't do it because of it was just too. It would have gone way over budget, so they had to, like, making him just like
his bust
stand up when he transforms. Like
my only thing of this music video, going back and watching this, which I always thought as a kid was interesting, is when he turns and it does that Alfred Hitchcock crazy zoom, with his girlfriend, and then he turns into the zombie and he starts doing that choreography, and then when he goes back, he's like, because it's Thriller. He's Michael Jackson. I was like, hold on, what?
What happened? What just happened right here?
Now I get it, because you got to sell albums. You can't like put makeup on this like top star, but like he's back to Michael Jackson face, and then he goes back to like I was like, what? I want like zombie Michael Jackson the whole time.
Right.
The only thing I can think of why he did that, maybe he was trying to give some like, I don't know, make it like not so serious the whole entire.
Well, yeah, and I mean, it would also be very strange if he was singing Thriller in the Michael Jackson like zombie makeup.
Totally.
So
yeah,
it makes sense.
That might have been it. Maybe maybe they tried it. Makeup was falling off when he would sing.
Yeah, I think it just would have been weird. But like another cool thing after that Vincent Price like slow freeze frame at the end when it goes to credits. Do you remember those 3 dudes like breakdancing like on the like by that tombstone? The guy's like reaching up trying to find his head, and he turns.
I love
and those
that.
dudes like it's so awesome.
Yep.
It's just so
great,
cool.
Man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Thriller, you've heard it. Ted, do you have a Thriller on your number 1?
Yep. It's a number 3. It's a 3-peat. It's Thriller.
Wow.
So my number 1, and it's just great. I wanted to add that Landis and Rick Baker had worked just a couple years before that on Werewolf, and I feel like this was a continuation. It was just an amazing time for makeup effects and incredible scary makeup. That music video really scared me when I was a kid.
They did a great job, man. 100%.
Oh, good stuff.
Have you ever seen Putting on the Ritz by Taco?
That could still be number 1.
That is a frightening video.
But yeah, it was almost as scary as those legs in Rocket, but not as scary. So.
Nice. All right. Well, Brett, we're to number 1, man. Is it Thriller? Right. Did you already say Thriller?
I haven't said Thriller yet. And my number 1 actually is from 1983 by Taco. I'm just kidding.
So close. That was good.
My number 1 actually is a Fort Pete, I guess. It's Thriller.
Yeah.
I have a couple of other little trivia things we haven't mentioned yet. Rick Baker did the creature and makeup effects. We talked about it.
Yep.
He made Michael a werecat, I guess, since he was so sick of doing werewolf effects at that point in his career. He wanted to do something different, so he made him a werecat, where he's like cat.
A werecat.
Yeah, it is an interesting look, like with the yellow eyes and everything. It looks like a wildcat.
That would make sense.
And the ears are like a cat, they're not a dog. So it was because of Rick Baker. I guess he didn't want to do another werewolf.
That's a little twist.
So. And then,
like that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. The record label Epic, they were so like they weren't convinced that Thriller was going to be a hit because it was like the last single released from the album. They didn't want to make a music video originally, so they had to like really push for it. Like Michael had to like convince them like they could do a cool music video.
Well, and it was expensive. The budget was expensive.
Yeah, that was like when they like came up with a video, then they balked at that too. Also, I guess I never knew this until doing research. John Landis had the video shown theatrically before Fantasia at a LA theater, just so it could be nominated for an Oscar. It ended up not getting nominated, but he wanted to be eligible for the Oscars. But it has to be shown theatrically. Anyways, Thriller. I mean, come on, that's like, I feel like that's the music video that people still to this day, I think, shoot for. Like an artist wants to do a music video that just like is popular with like a massive audience. Because I think Thriller, like, people that weren't even into music videos or even into like pop music probably might have been like actually fans of that video. It was just like it attracted to a different types of audiences like at the same time.
Well, even if you're not even into like choreography or dance, like the cheesy music videos, this was such a step different form of choreography. Yeah, it was just a different form of choreography. It's like people dressed up like zombies turning to the camera, and
it was great.
I don't know. It's just a cool look.
And then, like we talked about the budget at the time, that was unheard of, at the time for a music video. So it was just ahead of its time, I think, for sure. For music videos.
Yeah, for sure.
Way ahead of its time.
And did you notice John Landis is famous for, I don't know if you've ever noticed in all of his films, it says "See you next Wednesday." It's in the Blues Brothers. It's in all of his movies, and they say that at the end of that movie theater when they're walking out or whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
it's a fun music video.
I know that George has already said Thriller.
I did,
So,
unfortunately. I can't keep
Something
the streak
else
going.
something else is going to be number one. So come on, George. We're all curious. Is it Taco?
Oh no, unfortunately not. It is. It was released in 1988, and the album is Straight Outta Compton, and it's NWA Straight Outta Compton.
Okay.
That is my number one.
Nice.
Yeah.
That music video, when it debuted, holy shit, man, it blew me away. Just the raw, the scene of them walking through Compton and it's on fire. It was all the way they were dressed, the way they disregard to the cops. They're like flipping the cops off as the cops are driving by. All that is just unreal to me, man. At the time, I was 14, and it was just so raw. Like, I don't know.
It's black and white, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it just feels like a cool, like gritty, like holy crap, who are these guys?
It is, and you're like, what the? And they're cussing and stuff. And we were talking about this earlier, how that TV or the TV channel The Box, and I remember it being on rotation so much that people would just order it back to back. So it played back to back for like 3 days. Get close.
Yep, totally. It was like
I
social
remember that
commentary.
video, but I also remember they did a couple other music videos. One where they were like dressed up like old school gangsters, like Al Capone era gangsters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't think that video was played until like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, it was it on The Box or whatever. And you can hear the what is it, the language. It's like, of course you can't cuss on MTV, so they would never play it on MTV, but they would play it on The Box. It's crazy.
I think it was just. I thought they just. I thought I remembered it getting beeped
on MTV. Probably
they would do like radio. You know how they do like a radio,
or they would do
edit
the
of a
clean
beep?
version or whatever. But to be honest with you, I don't remember ever seeing it on MTV. I only remember watching it on The Box, just because of the language and how the disregard. Like I said, the disregard of the cops. They would. Actually, you know what, Brad? You're right. Because I do remember it. I remember them blurring out the middle finger when they're flipping off the cops. I do remember that.
Yeah,
like you said, George, I think like it was probably played on MTV like after hours, like after 10 o'clock or midnight
right. Do you guys remember that? I think we talked about this earlier.
I don't remember it now that I think about it.
You guys remember The Box though? I know we were talking about this a little while ago.
The Box.
I do.
Yes. You could hear all the Two Live Crew songs you wanted to hear. Yes. That's I called nothing but Two Live Crew requests in because could never see those videos on MTV.
No, not at all.
NWA video.
It's good. It's really good. It's like I said. It's got and it gives you a bunch of street shots of Compton, and you could see like old landmarks like Kelly Park and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Wow. Nice. All right. Well, man, I have so many honorables. God, I don't know. I'm just gonna have to go through. So almost missed my top 5. Father Figure by George Michael, great video.
Nice.
Kiss by Prince, great video. Hot for Teacher, Van Halen. Fashion, David Bowie. Sledgehammer, Peter Gabriel. Welcome to the Jungle. Don't You Want Me, Human League. It's Tricky. Run DMC. Addicted to Love, Robert Palmer. Sharp Dressed Men, ZZ Top. Putting on the Ritz, Taco.
Yes.
Burning Down the House, Talking Heads. Start Me Up, Rolling Stones. I'm Still Standing, Elton John. Whip It, Devo. Round and Round, Rat. Centerfold, Jay Giles Band.
Nice.
If you haven't seen the Richard Marx video for Hazard, go watch it on YouTube. It's really weird. It's like a mystery. It's like a Dateline episode. It's really weird.
Oh, nice. What?
Need You Tonight, In Excess. Stand and Deliver, and Goody Two Shoes, Adam Ant. Thriller, Fight for Your Right to Party. I Want a New Drug. Stay the Night by Chicago. Parents Just Don't Understand, DJ Jazzy Jeff. Hungry Like the Wolf. TV Party, Black Flag. Epic, Faith No More. All My Rowdy Friends Are Coming Over Tonight. Hank Williams Jr. Something About You, Level 42. Pop Song 89. REM. Infatuation by Rod Stewart. Electric Avenue, Eddie Grant.
Electric Avenue.
Yeah.
Head Over Heels, Tears for Fears. Magic by The Cars. Love that video. He Walks on Water. Don't Lose My Number, Phil Collins. Rocket.
Oh, good
Mentioned
one.
that earlier. Going Back to Cali, LL Cool J. Just a Gigolo. And I Want to Break Free, Queen. Say, Michael Jackson, Paul McCartney. 5 Feet 1, Iggy Pop, Cars, Gary Newman. Last one I will say, there's a song called Brilliant Disguise. It's basically Bruce Springsteen in like a breakfast style setting, and he's actually singing. He's not lip syncing. He's really singing to the camera, and it's a slow zoom, and it's an amazing song, amazing video. That's it.
Nice.
Brad, honorables.
So obviously, I probably had a ton of what Billy had, so I won't bore you with a long list. I'll just give you a few. David Lee Roth, Just a Gigolo, Jump. Beastie Boys, Fight for Your Right to Party. Wild Boys, Duran Duran, Start Me Up, Stones. Walk This Way, almost made my list. Run DMC and Aerosmith. Sledgehammer, Peter Gabriel. White Wedding, Billy Idol. Go back and watch that video. My God. Yeah. Once in a Lifetime, Talking Heads, and Living with a Hernia, Weird Al.
Nice. All right, Ted.
Let's see. I have no one said Madonna videos yet. Surprise.
No, not yet. No.
Open Your Heart, Like a Virgin, Like a Prayer, Material Girl, all great videos. Addicted to Love, Robert Palmer. Love is a Battlefield, Pat Benatar is like a little mini movie. If you guys haven't seen that, check that out. Peace Cells by Megadeth. Plasmatics. You ever see Plasmatics videos with Wendy?
Oh, Wendy O. Williams.
Yeah.
She's amazing. There's one video where she's like smashing televisions and driving trucks into televisions. I can't remember the name of it. Darn it. But I'll figure it out and then tell you guys on another podcast. It's good.
Yeah. All right. Nice. Brett.
Damn, I got a bunch too. All right, here we go. Smooth Criminal, Michael Jackson. Money for Nothing, Dire Straits. Dancing on the Ceiling, Lionel Richie.
Oh, nice.
Girls on Film, Duran Duran. Somebody's Watching Me, Rockwell. Beat It, Michael Jackson. Party at Ground Zero, Fishbone. Bat Dance, Prince. King of Pain, The Police. Something About You, Level 42. Out of Touch, Hall & Oates. Cry by Godley and Cream. We Didn't Start the Fire, Billy Joel. Here I Go Again, White Snake. Always on My Mind, Pet Shop Boys. We Built This City, Starship. I think we mentioned this one earlier, Shock the Monkey, but Peter Gabriel.
Yeah.
Don't Come Around Here No More, Tom Petty. That one.
Oh, yeah.
That's a cool one. That's creepy.
That's great.
Flame by Arcadia. That's Duran Duran's like side project. Great video. Come On, Feel the Noise, Quiet Riot, Rhythm Nation, Janet Jackson. Never Let Me Down Again, Depeche Mode. Billie Jean, Michael Jackson, and Opportunities, Pet Shop Boys.
Nice. All right, George.
That's dude. Everyone said pretty much every song that I was gonna say, so that's off my list. But I just want to say this was an awesome podcast, man, and I can't wait to do the '90s one, dude. That's gonna probably be better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Oh my God. This was a fun time, and this was a fun podcast because this is like it's our childhood.
It is,
you
man.
know?
Yeah.
100%.
It's like reliving the good old days because everything sucks now. Oh my God, disease and COVID. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed it.
Let me just read this real fast. For 1981, MTV goes on the air for the first time ever with the words spoken by one of the creators, Jack Lack. Ladies and gentlemen, rock and roll. And then Video Killed the Radio Star started it all.
Great.
Yeah, you know who that was? The Buggles.
Yep.
Yes, it was.
Buggles. Yeah.
True story.
Well, we covered it all. So if you need anything else, we're done. So
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap, kids. On the 80s, we're out of here.
Just like MTV.
Yo, peace.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to the 5 Dudes of Views podcast. Be sure to check us out on Apple Podcasts, Libsyn, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, and now YouTube. And while you're on there, be sure to download, rate, and subscribe. You can also check us out on Instagram and Twitter at 5 Dudes Views. And we also are on Facebook. Everybody out there, stay safe. Until next time.